Welcome back, everyone, to Dr. Burns' TOEFL Show. It's another day for the TOEFL sentence building task, designed to improve your grammar, word order, and overall fluency. Today, we have 10 practice questions from official ETS Teacher Resource Set 2. This set is slightly different from the previous ones. In our past several videos, we examined ETS sample sentence building tasks that were mostly about English word order in questions, whether direct or indirect. Today, the focus shifts a bit. Most of the questions are about negative statement word order. Before we start the examples, let's quickly review how to form negative statements. In English, negative statements usually follow this order: subject plus auxiliary verb, do, have, or be, plus not, plus main verb, plus object or complement. For example, with a regular verb, I do not like him. With the perfect tense, I have not liked him. With the verb be, I am not a hero. Notice a couple of important things. The auxiliary comes before not. The main verb stays in its base form unless it is be, in which case the verb itself is negated. There's a twist. Other words like never, hardly, rarely, or seldom can also make a sentence negative. For example, I never go to that restaurant. Sometimes using these words triggers inversion, where the auxiliary or be verb comes before the subject for emphasis. Normal, I have never seen that movie. Inverted for emphasis, never have I seen that movie. Now, let's tackle each question step by step.
Question 1. Are you going to the concert tonight? Do, kind, of, that, not, like, I. This is a statement that answers a question about you, so it should begin with I. For negation, we use do not because like is a regular verb, so we start with I do not like. Next, answer like what? The answer is music, giving us I do not like music. There are still 3 more blanks. The word kind tells us it's about the type of music played at the concert. Together, we get that kind of music. Correct sentence. I do not like that kind of music.
Grammar, everyone. When you use kind of, pay close attention to whether kind is singular or plural, because that controls the demonstrative you choose. When kind is singular, you use this or that, followed by a singular or uncountable noun. For example, you can say, I don't like this kind of music, or she enjoys that kind of book, or he avoids this kind of food. Here, kind is singular, so this and that are the correct choices. When kinds is plural, you use these or those, followed by a plural noun. For instance, I don't like these kinds of movies. She avoids those kinds of jobs, and we don't buy these kinds of products. In these sentences, kinds is plural, so the demonstratives must also be plural. A common mistake is mixing singular and plural forms, like saying these kind of movies or that kinds of book. The key is simple. Make sure this that matches kind, and these those matches kinds.
Question 2. Did you enjoy the book I lent you? I did not. First, notice the grammar rule. After did not, the main verb must be in its base form. The only choice here is find, so we start with I did not find. Next, answer find what? We need an object. Among the given words, the story is the only choice. Now we have I did not find the story. We still have blanks left. Since the story is already the object, the remaining words describe it. This is where object complements come in. Find is a transitive verb, and one common pattern is find plus object complement. Examples: I found the movie boring. We found the house empty. She found the door locked. Looking at our words, very engaging is the adjective describing the story, so we use this pattern. I did not find the story very engaging. There's still one word left, to be. In pattern 5, the object complement can also take a to infinitive form. Example, I found him to be funny. Adding this before the adjective gives us, I did not find the story to be very engaging. While to be isn't strictly necessary, it's often included in formal or written English to emphasize the judgment. Correct sentence, I did not find the story to be very engaging.
The latest marketing campaign was a tremendous success. Realized I never. 2. Social media, how effective. First, look for the subject and verb. The subject is I, and the verb is realized. We also see never, which shows negation. Okay, everyone, remember the word order for never. It has a few possible positions. Before main verbs, in simple tenses, it goes directly before the verb. Example, they never visit us. With auxiliary or modal verbs, place it between the helper and the main verb. Example, we should never have done that. After be as a main verb, it follows forms of to be, am, is, are, was, were. Example, he is never on time. Front position, emphasis, for literary or emphatic effect, never can begin a sentence which requires subject-verb inversion. Example, never will I agree to this. So we have, I never realized. The verb realized needs an object. Since we have can be, we know the object is a noun clause. The word that leads a noun clause here is the interrogative how. Another grammar note, how is special. Unlike other interrogative pronouns, how can modify an adjective to express the degree or intensity of something. Words like what, why, where, when, and whether introduce noun clauses that give facts, reasons, places, or times, but only how can directly combine with an adjective to show to what extent something is true. How plus adjective is used when we want to talk about degree, extent, or intensity. Example, I didn't realize how difficult the test was. Example, she was surprised by how expensive the tickets were. Example, he finally understood how important practice is. So here, we have how effective. In the noun clause, we need a subject and verb. The subject is social media. Correct sentence. I never realized how effective social media can be.
The subject and verb are given. She wanted. The verb wanted requires an object. The object of want is the to infinitive to know. So we start with she wanted to know. To know what? There's when in the word list, so we know we'll need a noun clause to answer the question. Next, consider possible subjects inside the clause. Planting, gerund. Some flowers, noun. If we try planting as the subject, we would need a singular verb, but none fits. If we try some flowers as the subject, we get some flowers start. But planting is the only possible object. Some flowers start planting does not make sense. This means we're on the wrong track. We cannot make a standard noun clause with just when plus subject plus verb. Wait, there's to and the base form start. Instead of a noun clause, we can use a noun phrase with when to start. Remember, in an earlier lesson on noun clauses, we discussed that a noun clause and a noun phrase followed by a to infinitive can express the same meaning. For example, I wanted to know when I should leave is the same as I wanted to know when to leave. The when to structure is more concise. Here, when to start is basically the same as saying when she should start. Now we're on the right track. When to start? Start what? The verb start needs a gerund as its object, so we have start planting. The gerund planting itself requires an object, in this case, some flowers, the only noun remaining. So the full phrase is when to start planting some flowers. Finally, combining everything, right sentence. She wanted to know when to start planting some flowers.
Evan said you have a question for me. This sentence is similar to a previous structure. She wanted to know when. We have the infinitive to know as the object of like, so we start with, I'd like to know. Know needs an object, and we still have a lot of blanks left, so the object is most likely a noun clause. Interrogative words can lead a noun clause, and we have where, so it can introduce the clause. I'd like to know where. Now let's find the subject and verb inside the noun clause. The possible subjects are the programming job, or you, and the only verb we have is found out. The programming job found out does not make sense, so the clause must begin where you found out. Finally, we ask, found out what? A quick grammar note. Find out can take an object directly if it is a fact or truth. I found out the answer. I found out that you were lying to me. But if the object is a topic or event, you usually need about. I found out about the new job opening. He found out about the changes in the schedule.
Here we need about, so we use about the programming job. Putting it all together, correct sentence, I'd like to know where you found out about the programming job.
Question 6. What did you think of the movie? Was, very, my opinion, it, not, entertaining. The question asks for your opinion, so the response must express an idea or judgment. First, notice that in introduces a prepositional phrase. The phrase needs an object, which in this case is my opinion. Next, we need a subject in verb for the main clause. The only subject available is it, referring to the movie, and the verb is was, with not to make it negative. So far we have, in my opinion, it was not. This sentence follows pattern 2, which uses a subject plus linking verb plus subject complement. Subject, it. Linking verb, was. Subject complement, entertaining. Finally, the word very modifies entertaining, so it should go directly before it. It was not very entertaining. Putting it all together, correct sentence. In my opinion, it was not very entertaining. Question 7. Do you want to try the new recipe I found? At cooking, am, good, not, complex dishes. First, we look for the verb we need with the subject I. The correct verb here is am, because this is a sentence with the verb be. To make it negative, not comes after the be verb, so we get I am not. Next, we need a subject complement to describe ability or skill. The natural expression here is good at. This is a fixed expression in English used to talk about what someone is skilled at or not skilled at. So now we have I am not good at. Now we complete the idea. After good at, we use a verb in the ing form, not the base form. That's because at is a preposition, and prepositions are followed by nouns or gerunds, ing forms. So cook becomes cooking. I am not good at cooking. Finally, cooking needs an object to show what kind of cooking. The phrase complex dishes completes the meaning. I am not good at cooking complex dishes. So the full natural response is, correct sentence, no, I am not good at cooking complex dishes. Extra note on be good at, be bad at. We use be good at plus noun verb ing to talk about skills or abilities. I'm good at math. She's good at explaining grammar. He's bad at managing time. Common mistake, I'm good at cook. I'm good at cooking. This pattern is super common in everyday conversation, especially when you're talking about what you can and can't do comfortably.
Question 8. Have you finished reading the novel? Reached, I, the last chapter, already, haven't. The question is in the present perfect tense, so the answer must also use the present perfect. We also see yet, and not yet is a fixed expression in negative present perfect sentences. Because already is the opposite of yet, we can eliminate already here. Already means something happened before now. Yet, in negatives, means something has not happened up to now. X, I haven't eaten already. I have eaten already. I haven't eaten yet. Now look at the verb form. We have haven't, and the subject is I. I haven't. To form the present perfect, we need the past participle. The past participle of reach is reached, so we get I haven't reached. Next, we need the object of reached, which is the last chapter. So the basic sentence structure is I haven't reached the last chapter. Finally, yet is used in negative present perfect sentences to show that the action has not happened up to now. Putting it all together, correct sentence, I haven't reached the last chapter yet. Will you attend the seminar tomorrow? Have, topic, interest, in, that, no, not. The subject is given, I. We need a verb, and have is the only word that works. There is no other verb, so have is used as the main verb, not as a helper. Because have is the main verb, we do not use not here. Instead of not, we use no as a determiner to modify the noun interest. The structure no plus noun is very common. I have no time today. I have no interest in wasting time. She has no idea what happened. Also, interest in is a fixed expression, so in must follow interest. This gives us have no interest in. The word topic is a singular countable noun, so it needs a determiner. We use that as the determiner, making that topic, which is the object of the preposition in. Putting it all together, correct sentence, I have no interest in that topic. Okay, everyone, this is the last question.
Did you buy the groceries I asked for? The store, not, did, have, everything, on, none, the list. We see not and did, so this must be a negative sentence with did not. The main verb is have, so we start with, the store did not have. Have what? The object candidates for have are everything, none, and the list. The store did not have the list does not make sense. What the store didn't have is all the groceries, so the choice is between everything and none. Grammar points, everyone. None means nothing, 0 items, and we cannot use not and none together. In English, you generally don't use 2 negative words in the same clause. I do not like none, double negative. I do not like any. I like none, correct but very formal or poetic. Here, we want to talk about partial negation. The store had some of the items, but not all of them. For partial negation, English uses fixed and natural patterns like not everything, not all. So we choose everything, not none. The phrase on the list is a prepositional phrase that modifies everything. Putting it all together, correct sentence, the store did not have everything on the list.
Great job working with me today. The best way to prepare for sentence building is to first start slowly and understand every step. Then, memorize the sentences as patterns, because many other sentences follow the same structures. That's how native speakers know the correct word order, even though most cannot explain the grammar rules behind it. As always, if you are preparing for the TOEFL and wondering how to move forward, check out Dr. Burns' courses. If you have trouble with a specific section, there are section-focused courses like TOEFL reading or writing. If you want more direct support, there are also one-on-one coaching options. There are currently 7 full mock test sets available, and soon there will be 20 full test sets. All sections are in an interactive environment with writing and speaking graded. Check them out at www.nanheburns.com and leave your TOEFL worries behind.